Today you did lesson 1.3, and your learning target was I can identify more than one factor of a number. Your application problems for tonight were 14 through 21. 14 showed this game board. The question states, Dwayne and Todd are playing the product game. Dwayne's markers are on 16, 18, and 28. Those are the blue ones. Todd's markers are on 14, 21, and 30. The paper clips are on 5 and 6. It's Dwayne's turn to move a paper clip. So Dwayne can move his 5 and hit 1. So you can have all the different moves he can make. So Dwayne can move the 5 to the 1 and make it 6 times 1. Dwayne can move the 5 to the 2, make it 6 times 2. Dwayne can move it to the 3, 6 times 3. So he's moving it here, or here, or here, or here. 6 times 4. He can also move it to the 6. 6 times 6. He can move it to the 7. He can move it to the 8. He can move it to the 9. He can also move the 6 paperclip. So if he's moving the 6, he can move it to 1, so then we have 5 times 1. Move it to the 2. 5 times 2 because that's not taken yet. 5 times 3 isn't taken yet. 5 times 4. 5 times 5 isn't taken yet. 5 times 7. 5 times 8. And 5 times 9. Because those numbers aren't selected yet. So it says, which move or moves would give Dwayne 3 markers in a row? So I erase this. Let's think. Where would he get 3 in a row? So if my paper clips are still at 5 and 6, Dwayne has the blue markers. He's going to want to get either 15, 20. So he's going to move the 6 to either 3 to get 3 times 5, which he could have this one, 15. He might move the 6 to 4. I don't know what just happened there. So then it would be 4 times 5. So he could have the 15, he could have the 20. Maybe he moves the 6 to the 9. Then he would have 9 times 5. That equals 45. So 3 in a row. Lots of different 3s in a row. Maybe he decides to move the 5. So he could move the 5 to 7. Because then he would get 6 times 7, which equals 42. So then which moves would allow him to block Todd from those moves? Which move do you think Dwayne should make and explain? "15 says, suppose that one paper clip on the product board game is on 3. What products can you make by moving the other paper clip? So, if we ignore our paper clips at the bottom, our paper clip is now on 3. So where else could you put it? We just did this with moving the 6 or the 5. You can do 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me squeeze them in over here. 9 or 10. To get all of the different products on the board. So you can get 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, or 30, which are all multiples of 3. So from this game board, I want you to list the multiples, list 5 multiples of 3 that are not on the game board. So so we know 30 is a multiple of 3, and 36 is a multiple of 3. 63 is a multiple of 3. Off the top of my head, those are 3 still on the board. So which ones aren't on the board that you can say? So then C says, how many multiples are 3 on the game board? So I've given you 3. You need to list more that are on the game board. "16 says, Davis just marked 18 on the product board. On which factors might the paper clips be listed? List all of the possibilities." So Ms. DeBoer is going to change the color so we can see which one we're working with. So we have 18 on the product board. That's the one we're working with. So I need to know all of the factors that the paper clip might be on, 1 through 9. So we know 1, could it be on 1? No, because we don't have an 18. What about 2? Could it be on 2? Could it be on 3? Could it be on 4? Could it be on 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9? Then, are there other factors of 18 that aren't listed as a factor of the board? Your next one says, determine whether each number can be made in more than one way on the product game. Say whether this number is prime or composite. So we're looking at 36. 36 can be found on the product game. You can have 2 paper clips on 6, so it would be 6 times 6 equals 36. Or 4 times 9 equals 36. So this makes it composite. Five. Is 5 prime or composite, and can it be found on the product game? 7. That's the next one I'm doing. 7. 7 can be found on the product board game. I circled it. Now, its only factors down at the bottom I can circle are 1 and 7. So 1 times 7 equals 7. And it makes it a prime number because the only other factor of the number is 1 and the number itself. What about 9? Is 9 on the product game? And is it prime or composite? 18 says, Salvador said that the product game could be called the multiple game. Do you agree? Why or why not? So, you tell me. Can it be the product game? So, Salvador, do we agree that it can be called the multiple game? Yes or no? And give me a reason why. 19. On the product board, which number is both a prime number and an even number? So which of these numbers only has 1 and itself as its factors? And then, is there another even prime number? I'm going to give you a hint. It's no. So, 19B is no, but you need to tell me why. 20 says, What three factors were used to create this product board? So the product board looks like this. Four, 6, 9, 14, question mark, 49. So what three factors? We have three factors. One I know is 7 because 7 times 7 is 49. And then I know something times 7 equals 14. So if I do 14 divided by 7, I get 2. And then I have to figure out, well, what would my other number be? So 2, I know 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 7 is 14, but what would give me 6? 2 times 3. So your missing factors were 2, 3, and 7. Now tell me what product is missing from the grid. 21. What 4 factors were used to make this grid? You have 9, 21, 15, 18, question mark, 30, 35, 36, 42, and 49. So again, one factor that's going to be missing is going to be 7 because we know 7 times 7 is 49 and 49 is a square number. If we're looking at the board, we can determine our other missing factors. 7 times 6 is 42. We know 6 is a factor because 6 times 6 is 36. I have 21 on my board. I know that 7 times 3 is 21. And then I need to figure out our missing factor. So we have 35 and 30 and 15. I know those are all multiples of 5, and if I throw 5 in our missing factor spot, 3 times 5 is 15, 5 times 5, 25, but it's not on there. 5 times 6 is 30, and 5 times 7 is 35. Then what is the missing product on the grid? What product is missing from the grid for B?